Hey guys, welcome back to Elevated Soul. Today we are continuing with the part 2 of the chapter The Progeny of Dakşa, Nārada cursed Canto 6. By regularly bathing in the sacred lake, their hearts became cleansed, and while subsisting only upon water and air for several months, the Savalashvas recited the following mantra. Let us offer a respectful obeisances unto Lord Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in his transcendental abode. Once again, Nārada approached Dakşa's sons and instructed them in absolute knowledge by speaking enigmatically as before. After encouraging the Suvalashvas to follow the path of their elder brothers, the Haryashvas, Narada Muni, whose merciful glance never goes in vain, departed. By the mercy of Narada, the Savalashvas gave up the aspiration to produce children and fully engaged in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Like knights that have gone to the west, these sons of Dakşa have not returned even until now. At this time, Dakşa began to observe many inauspicious signs. Then, when he heard from various sources that his second group of sons had also come under the influence of Narada's instructions, he became overwhelmed by grief and highly enraged. It is the nature of materialistic parents to feel that their children are being deprived of the enjoyment of life if they take to Krishna consciousness, and thus they become very angry and accuse the devotees of being the enemies of society. Narada knew that the time of bereavement is very suitable for appreciating the principles of devotional service, and so he took the opportunity to approach Dakşa with the hope of delivering him from the materialistic way of life. However, as soon as Dakşa saw Narada before him, he began to chastise him with harsh words, his lips trembling with rage. Dakşa said, "You wear the dress of a saintly person, but in reality you are a fraud. By showing my innocent sons the path of renunciation, you have proved yourself to be shameless and devoid of compassion, and you have done me a great injustice. My sons had not yet absolved themselves from their obligations to the demigods by performance of sacrifice, the sages by the execution of brahmacharya, and their father by begetting children, and thus you have obstructed their progress towards good fortune in this world and the next. Because you have committed violence against others while claiming to be an associate of Lord Vishnu, you are defaming the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can you dare to pose as one of the personal associates of the Supreme Lord while at the same time performing abominable activities? Are you not ashamed? The actual devotees of the Lord are very kind to the conditioned souls and are eager to benefit them. Although you wear the dress of a devotee, you create enmity with people who are not inimical towards you, and you break ties between family members and friends. You seem to think that simply by awakening a sense of renunciation, one can become detached from this material world. But in my opinion, full knowledge must be awakened first. Otherwise, the mere changing of dress cannot bring actual renunciation. In spite of the fact that material enjoyment is the cause of all kinds of unhappiness, it cannot be given up until one has experienced this truth for himself. Therefore, one should be encouraged to remain on the platform of material enjoyment while simultaneously advancing in knowledge, so that the illusion of material happiness may one day be understood. In this way, without help from others, one can experience how abominable material life is. Those whose minds are changed due to being influenced by others do not become as renounced as those who have learned from personal experience. Although I live a household life along with my wife and children, I follow the Vedic injunctions and thus enjoy life without sinful reactions. Unfortunately, you have greatly displeased me by needlessly misguiding my innocent sons. I could tolerate this once, but since you have again done the same abominable thing, You must be considered a rascal who does not know how to behave towards others. You may be able to travel all over the universe, but I curse you to have no residence anywhere. The fault in Dakşa's argument is that, in spite of directly experiencing the miseries of material existence, due to the strength of material desires, one cannot give them up. In other words, material nature is so strong that, in spite of suffering at every step, one does not give up his attempts to enjoy sense gratification. The fact is that only by the association and blessings of a pure devotee like Nārada can one's dormant spirit of renunciation be awakened. After being cursed by Dakşa, Nārada replied, "Tat badham," so be it. Although he could have counter-cursed Dakşa, Nārada did not do so because he is a tolerant and merciful sadhu. The fact is that Dakşa's curse was a great boon for a preacher like Nārada, who travels all over the world for the benefit of human society. Thereafter, at the request of Lord Brahma, Dakşa begot 60 daughters in the womb of his wife Ashikni, so that there would be no chance for Nārada to lead them towards the path of renunciation. Dakşa gave 10 daughters in marriage to Dharmaraja, 17 to Kashyapa, 27 to Soma, and 2 each to Anjira, Krishishva, and Bhuta. From the wife of Yama named Sadhya was born the Sadhyas, and from his wife Vishwa came the Vishwadevas. From Yama's wife Muhurta, the Mauhurtikas were born. These demigods deliver the results of actions to the living entities during their respective allotted times. From the wife of Yama named Vasu came the 8 Vasus headed by Drona, and the wife of Drona named Abhimati gave birth to Harsha, Shoka, Bhaya, and others. From Kritika, a wife of the Vasu named Agni, Skanda, Kartikeya was born. And from Sarvari, the wife of the Vasu named Dosa was born Shishumara, an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From Anjirashi, the wife of the Vasu named Vastu, was born the great architect Vishwakarma, and his wife Akriti gave birth to Chakshushusa Manu. Sarupa, the wife of Bhuta, gave birth to the 11 Rudras, and her co-wife gave birth to the ghost and hobgoblin associations of Rudra. From Sati, the wife of Anjira, the Atharvangirasa Veda was born. The wife of Kashyapa named Patangi gave birth to many kinds of birds, and another wife named Yamini gave birth to locust. Vinata gave birth to Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu, as well as Aruna, the charioteer of the sun god, and Kadru gave birth to many serpents. The wives of Kashyapa are the mothers of almost the entire population of the universe. From his wife Timi, the aquatics took birth, and from Sarama, the ferocious animals like lions and tigers were born. From Surabhi, the cow, buffalo, and other animals with cloven hooves took birth, and from Tamra were born eagles, vultures, and other large birds of prey. From Kashyapa's wife Muni, the Apsaras were born, and from Krodhavasha various serpents and mosquitoes took birth. The varieties of trees and creepers were born from the womb of Ila, and the Rakshasas and evil spirits took birth from Surasha. The wife of Kashyapa named Arishta gave birth to the Gandharvas, and animals such as the horse were born from Kashtha. Danu gave birth to 61 sons, of which 18 are prominent, including Sambara, Arista, Hayagriva, Vrishaparva, Dhumrakesha, Virupaksha, and Viprichiti. Vrishaparva's daughter Sarmishtha was given in marriage to King Yayati, the son of Nahusa. Danu's son Vaishvanara had 4 beautiful daughters named Upadanavi, Hayashira, Puloma, and Kalaka. Upadanavi married Hiranyaksha, Hayashira married Kruttu, and Kashyapa married the other 2, Puloma and Kalaka. From these two were born the 60,000 Nivataka Vachas, Paulamas, and Kalakeyas that were killed by Arjuna. Through his wife Simhika, Viprachitti begot 101 sons headed by Rahu. The other 100 are known as Ketus. The 12 sons of Aditi were Vivashwan, Aryama, Pusha, Swashta, Savita, Bhaga, Dhata, Vidhata, Varuna, Mitra, Shatru, and Urukrama. Shamjana, the wife of Vivashwan, gave birth to the Manu named Shraddha as well as the twins Yamaraja and the river Yamuna, also called Yami. While wandering over the earth in the form of a mare, Yami gave birth to the Ashwini Kumaras. Another wife of Vivashwan named Chaya begot two sons named Shaneshwara and Savarni Manu as well as one daughter Tapati who married Samvarana. From Maitreya, the wife of Aryama, many learned scholars took birth, and from them Lord Brahma created the human species which is endowed with an aptitude for self-examination. A daughter of the Daityas named Rachana was married to Prajapati Twatsa, and she gave birth to two very powerful sons named Sanivesha and Vishwarupa. With this, we end this chapter. I will see you in my next video. Radhe Radhe.